Welcome back to New York. I'm Brent Musburger with Irv Cross. And Irv, for a time this afternoon, it appeared as though the two winless teams, Tampa Bay and Houston, were both going to win. But then the Steelers scored 17 in the fourth quarter, and Cliff Stout, you had one turnover after another. How would you describe the Steelers' performance for three?
I think it was a matter of us being a little bit inept. Every time we stopped ourselves, it was with a turnover. 4 fumbles, 3 interceptions. We were killing ourselves.
Every kind of turnover imaginable. Bad snaps in punting situations. And the Buccaneers were all over the ball. But then John McKay got furious with the officials. And in the fourth, Cliff Stout hit Wayne Capers. And suddenly the Steelers were coming back. Let's hear from Jim Kelly.
He backs Scansey up 8 yards, inside the 15, from the 13. Scansey needs a block. Scansey to the 30, to the 40, to the 50. One man back, Garcia. Scansey to the 25.
And with 34 seconds to go, Frank Pollard pounded in from the 2, and the Steelers had it. Cliff, were you worried?
Oh, you're darn right we're concerned about that. Nobody wants the distinction of being the first team to get beaten by a team with a record like Tampa Bay.
Now it is Minnesota's turn to worry because the Buccaneers will go into Minneapolis to play them next Sunday. And so the Houston Oilers, they now go to 0-9. They've lost 16 in a row. They've lost 3 games this year in overtime. This was the winning touchdown in OT for Cleveland. Rookie running back Boyce Green slamming in. The Browns' record now is 5-4, and with the Steelers coming back, that was almost a must-win for the Browns this afternoon. Buffalo had a sensational performance out of quarterback Joe Ferguson. He threw 4 touchdown passes, including one off a fake end around. Stepping into the Saints' pressure, hitting Mike Mosley. The Saints were hurt badly by the injury suffered by Ken Stabler. Finally, Dave Wilson rallied the troops, but they simply did not have enough time. 27-21 the final there. Atlanta over New England. 24-13 was the count in that game. And so for rookie head coach Dan Henning, the Falcons are still alive out there in the NFC West, Irv.
You hear a lot about the single-back offense. 2 backs here, Joe Riggs powering in from the 1-yard line. And of course, things are really moving for the Atlanta Falcons today, Brent. The Patriots try to get going here. Grogan going deep. Now, this ball's tipped. The Falcons come up with a key turnover. Thought it was going to be caught here, but Bob Glazebrook winds up catching this ball. Later in the game, Grogan again looking deep, is hit from behind, coughs up the ball. The Falcons scoop it up and ramble in 16 yards for the touchdown, and that was pretty much it.
You were talking about Bartkowski's throwing
of course.
move.
All reaction, yes.
Okay, so the Falcons stay alive now in the NFC West. And elsewhere this afternoon, the Chicago Bears were absolutely hapless at the hands of the Detroit Lions. It was Mike Ditka's haunted house in Soldier Field. Trick or treat, and did the Lions have some goblins ready for the Bears? None more so than ye old shotgun with Eric the Legend Hipple. It didn't matter who he was throwing to out of this formation. The Lions had something going. That got to the 1. The Lions pounded in. Same formation, different receiver, this time a rookie. And, of course, with Fensick out of that secondary, you can just throw on it all game long. Leonard Thompson, a powerful run here, Irv, on the end around.
Leonard Thompson, a flanker, comes from his wide receiver position and motors upfield for 40 yards.
Mike Ditka absolutely beside himself. Has to keep his hands folded so he doesn't punch his players out as they come off the field, I think, after that one. Now, we've got some games that are still in progress. And, of course, at the half, Cincinnati leading the Green Bay Packers 27-7. Mr. Hyde showed up today. You never know with Green Bay. Will it be Dr. Jekyll? Well, they appeared to have something going here. Dickey throwing the quick swing outside. Meade coughed the ball up. Jim LeClaire pounded on it. And what a different team this is, Irv, when Pete Johnson's back there at running back.
Well, when you have a bull in the backfield, it doesn't matter who's up front on defense. You can still get that tough yardage when you need it.
Turk Schoner is at quarterback today because Kenny Anderson twisted his back yesterday in practice. And, of course, Schoner has the ability to scramble a little bit. There he is hitting Chris Collinsworth for a 2-yard touchdown. But with the Bengal line not as tough as it was a couple years ago when they went to the Super Bowl, it is actually somewhat to their advantage to have Schoner in there. He is a little more mobile than Kenny is right now at this stage of Anderson's career. So elsewhere, these games are still in progress. The Broncos are dominating the Chiefs 17-7. They are in the second quarter there. And how about this score? 17-7, the Seahawks over the Raiders now. Krieg just hit Charlie Young for a 5-yard touchdown. So the former Ram and the former 49er, gets in there for a score. The Jets in San Francisco right now. This is a good game, and the Jets lead at 17-10. They are in the half up in San Francisco. And, of course, the game you're watching. And, Irv, I think it is absolutely amazing that these two rookies we talk so much about, Danny Marino and Eric Dickerson, they're absolutely living up to their billing. They're just spectacular.
Where Dick is a running back, you can expect a guy like Dickerson to step in and do a great job. But for a young quarterback to have his kind of composure that Marino has in the National Football League is quite an accomplishment.
Okay, Irv, we've got more scores and highlights. We're going to take a look at the NFC's Eastern Division. We'll do that right after these messages from your local stations.
Monday, Scarecrow and Mrs. King tackle Russian spies to save a 12-year-old computer whiz.
What's he doing tied up in a closet? Perfectly good question.
Then on Aftermath,
What do we have here?
Alma's searching for a sex scandal anywhere. And why are Newhart's guests sneaking out of the inn?
Checking out?
What? Oh, no.
Then on Emerald Point, Kay risks her family's honor to save Glenn, but Hillary continues to stand between them.
Glenn loves me, and he always will.
Emerald Point, Monday.
This is CBS.
Big day for Dallas quarterback Danny White against the New York Giants. He threw 5 touchdown passes in that game. Roger Staubach was never able to accomplish that. And after the beating was over, Danny White had these comments.
We've known, of course, for a long time that the Giants' 3-2 defense is one of the hardest in the league to run against. We knew we were going to have to throw the ball, but really our intention was to run the ball well and get the running game going. And I really believe that it was the running game that made it possible to throw the ball on them because they had to start bringing their safeties up to stop the run. The touchdown pass to Doug Cosby was a situation where we saw that they were doubling the wide receivers in our spread formation. And it was just a matter of Doug getting a good release and running through the middle because they were letting us have the middle all day and trying to cover him with a linebacker. The touchdown to Tony Hill was a blitz, and I had Tony on just a streak route. And by the time I got away from the blitz, he was too deep to reach. He just made a great adjustment and came back and made the play.
That was one of 2 touchdown passes that Hill caught. 5 catches for 106 yards. As for Jeff Rutledge, well, he threw a pair of touchdown passes for the Giants, but he also tossed 3 interceptions. Bud Grant continues to have his problems against the St. Louis Cardinals. He is 2-7 lifetime. He's been upset by the Cardinals the last 4 times. And, Herb, do you think that guy ever escaped from the stadium in St. Louis? Watch the fake field goal here. The inside lateral. You know, they couldn't kick it on Monday night against the Giants, so they decided to fake it. Although Neil O'Donohue, he had a 52-yarder. Rory Green, he learned how to catch the ball for a touchdown. Otis Anderson, he came off the injured list. And he remembered how to run hard, turning the corner, and it was an entirely different St. Louis Cardinal team. They beat Minnesota 41-31. Baltimore and Philadelphia, and oh, how this one hurt our Irv Cross. Raul Allegri, the old cowboy, burned your Irving.
Quiet to Commander Frank Cush overlooking things. Ron Jaworski going to the outside to Harold Carmichael. Whoops, the big guy throws it. Hits Mike Quick for a 46-yard touchdown pass, and it looked like after this set of plays that the Eagles are going to take control of things. But it's not to be this year because the Baltimore Colts are a come-from-behind team. Randy McMillan, number 32, blasts off his right guard for a 38-yard touchdown run. When he stops, it's 6 more for the Baltimore Colts. The Eagles had a little trouble handling the ball today, too, Brent. Jaworski throws a pitch out here to Perry Harrington. He bobbles it, but a white shirt comes up with it. The Baltimore Colts take possession, and a few plays later, Raul Allegri, 31 yards out, puts it away, 31-yard field goal, and the Colts come up with a win.
Way to go, Raul. Now the standings in the NFC East, of course. The Dallas Cowboys, they're just perking along right now. They are 8-1. Philadelphia plays the Cowboys next Sunday. That will be the key game here on CBS. And the Eagles have slipped to 4-5. The second-place team, the Washington Redskins, remember now, they will go tomorrow, and they have got a tough one, you would think, against the Chargers in San Diego. But, Irv, you know, the Chargers have fallen upon lean times. They're really a beat-up football team right now.
Of course, everybody thought they would live with their offense, but they have had injuries in their offensive club. And, of course, with the defense they've had, just had a problem all along, you know. But they're not a contender any longer. Simple as that.
And Dan Fouts will not play. Ed Luther will pick up there. But right now, the Cowboys seem to be in command of the East. The next meeting with Washington, Irv, will be down in Dallas. So they even have the home field advantage. So let's send you back to the game you're enjoying right now on CBS.
Thank you very much, Brent. We've got a great matchup here in the Orange Bowl in Miami, and we'll be ready for the second half kickoff in just a moment.
That was 8.
This year, 2 million families will send their kids off to college. But many of these kids won't be able to compete because they lack computer skills. A home computer can help. The Commodore 64 gives you more computer for less money than anyone else. Instead of saving for your kid's education, maybe you should spend a little for it. The Commodore 64 is now available at most larger Sears retail stores.
30.
Every 6 months, American Airlines pilots fly thousands of miles.
Yeah, let's try it in daylight.
Without ever leaving this room. A flight simulator at the American Airlines Flight Academy. Captain Jim Roberts has been with American 18 years, but he still comes back here twice a year. We taught Captain Roberts a lot, but some things we didn't have to teach him.
Hi.
American Airlines, doing what we do best.
As soon as this mud dries.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac Motor Car Division and your Cadillac dealer. Tegrin, the dandruff shampoo that keeps working day after day after day. And by Honda Motorcycles. Honda, follow the leader.
Frank Lieber with Dick Vermeil. The second half about to get underway at the Orange Bowl in Miami. And Uwe von Schamann for the Miami Dolphins will be kicking to Barry Redden of the Rams. Score tied at 14, and it has been an intense football game so far. There's the deep man, the first-round draft choice 1 year ago, the Rams. Excellent running back from the University of Richmond.
Barry Redden, and he can fly. The ball just flew off the tee, Frank.
Now the wind continues to blow, and it will be at the back of the Dolphins, and it is considerable. So you're watching Roby warm up his punting foot a moment ago.
I saw him punt a ball in the air, 77 yards. I've never seen that before.
Redden 5 yards deep. Elects not to run it out, so the Rams will take over 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line as we get a look at the first half statistics. Been a very tight football game so far. The Dolphins with the big edge in the passing department, and the Rams have the edge in the running department. And overall, statistically, it's been Miami.
Right. Well, Miami's played awfully good football. You know, the one big play the Rams got was a pass interference penalty. The one big play Miami got was the touchdown bomb, and that's really been what's kept the game real close right now. Those two big plays, one by the official and one by the execution of the Miami offense.
Now Dickerson has had two big plays in the first half, a 40-yarder to set up one touchdown and a 31-yarder, which have made up the bulk of his 93 yards rushing at halftime. The rookie running star from SMU gets it out to the 23-yard line. Lyle Blackfoot, number 42, coming up from the secondary, the free safety. Lyle is 28 years old from TCU, and of course a member of what has now become two brother combinations in the NFL. We saw the other in Kansas City a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the Thomas brothers, right?
Gerald Thomas and Ken Thomas, who play for the Chiefs. And Lyle and Glenn, of course, in the secondary for the Miami Dolphins.
Lyle's 32. Glenn is 26. 6 years difference in the brothers.
Second down, 7. Rams at their 23, showing that no-back offense again. Ferragamo trying to stand in there. Hits Gilman at the 25. A pickup of just 2, maybe 3 yards in the play. And Ernie Roan, number 55, the linebacker for the Dolphins, coming back after a bout with pneumonia, which has caused him to miss 3 games, making the stop for Miami. Third down, 4 needed for the first down.
They were going to use that one back or no back in the backfield formation, really just to throw the ball out in the flat to Dickerson and get him out there where he's one-on-one and let him see if he can't run with the football. That time it didn't work.
The word from the Ram dressing room is that Leroy Irvin, who was shaken up on a punt return in the first half, will not return. We got it as a groin pull. So they're going with Bonnie Jackson defensively. 3rd and 4. Dickerson
Sideline throw, wide open was Gordon Jones. And Jones has dropped the ball for the second time in this game. He had the first down yardage, and again, he was starting to look back.
I don't know what he did, but he should have caught that football. No excuse for that. Good protection. Vince does a nice job of just delivering it out there nice and easy. Let's see if we can see what happens right now. Hey, there it is. Catch the ball. Now, boy, high school wide receiver catch that one.
John Misko to do the punting. And most of his punts in the first half have been against the wind, and that makes a difference. This one also against the wind. Mark Clayton signaling for the fair catch, and the Dolphins have put it in play offensively for the first time in the third period from their 35-yard line. A 40-yard punt by Misko. Coming up on CBS Sports Saturday. Oh, we got a full menu. The 1983 World Figure Skating Championships. People like Scott Hamilton and Rosalind Summers. Athletes from 7 countries in events which combine dance and gymnastics at the World Cup Acrobatics Championships. And John Madden, who next week will explore how several former NFL players are coping with physical problems caused by football. It's coming up next Saturday on CBS Sports Saturday. 14-14. Rams and the Dolphins 1st and 10 from the 35. Marino with the handoff to Andre Franklin, and Franklin took it out to the 38. Looks like he was going to get a lot more yardage on that, but it just didn't happen.
You're going to watch the right guard. Watch the left corner of your screen right now. You'll see a guy pull out. Here he comes. He's going to come over here. He's going to get a block right underneath. Now watch. See him get the block right there on the linebacker, George Andrews, and he got up inside, and Darnier got away, and Darnier stripped the ball.
Pretty good recovery, I'd say, by the Ram linebacker. 2nd down, 7 for the Dolphins at their 37. As night has descended upon Miami. Nathan out to the 40-yard line. Correction, that is David Overstreet, number 20, who has made his first appearance in the game. He's a former #1 draft choice of the Dolphins, who went to Canada and played on the same team with Vince Ferragamo up there.
Don Shula says he's really talented, but he's paying the price for not being here for 2 years. He really isn't totally confident of everything he's doing, therefore he's not playing as well as he ought to play.
So he has been just a spot player so far. His rushing average is just 2.9. 3rd down, 4 from the 40. Moreno's got him in the shotgun. Wide open is Duper at the 45, 50. He can run. Duper to the 40, 30, and dropped at that point. What acceleration.
He is exciting.
Is he ever? Duper caught a 46-yard touchdown pass from Marino in the first half.
Listen to the fans. Dupe. Here he is now. We got the shotgun. He's back there. He has plenty of time to throw. Look at him just sit there. Bang. He lets it go. Now he's going to wheel. Now watch him make a miss right there. The defenders overran him right there. Now the speed comes in. He's going to cross the field. Look at him go. That lineman's not going to catch him. Oop. Well done.
1st and 10 for the Dolphins. Nose of the ball just outside the 31. That was a 28-yard pickup. And Marino is back to throw again. Rush hurries the pass a bit, intended for Nathan.
Again, that was one of those option screens where the quarterback has the option to throw the ball downfield if it's there. If not, he lays it off in the screen pass.
Duper seems to have something special going with Marino, just as David Woodley did with Nat Moore. He's the guy that Marino looks for as we look at some other scores. Seattle surprising the Raiders so far in the 3rd period of that game, which is in Los Angeles, and Green Bay at Cincinnati. Just about status quo in the 3rd quarter. Our score, 14-14. Dolphins threatening early in the 2nd half. They have a 2nd and 10. At the LA 31, Rams showing blitz. Marino, quick throw, Duper at the 20. That put him, of course, in one-on-one coverage with Monty Jackson, number 35, and again, Marino picked up the blitz.
Yeah, he did a real good job. The lineman picked up the inside of it to keep it clear in front of him. So now watch the lineman pick it up inside. See the linebackers coming in? They pick it up inside. There's the safety. He dumps it off as quick as he can. Got it to him on the slant pattern. That is a side adjustment. That's not a huddle call. The quarterback and the wide receiver involved just side adjust when the safeties disappear, and in they go and catch the slant pass. Well executed.
Close enough for measurement here to indicate whether or not the Dolphins picked up the first down. They're a little bit short. You know, Duper said the reason that Marino and he work together so well is that they've been on the second team, so they're always playing with each other up until this year and up until the start of the regular season and preseason. And so they've had a lot of practice.
Well, I really think that this guy Marino could throw the ball to any receiver they line up out there the way he's throwing it right now. But they do work well together.
He is now 18 out of 28 for 204 yards. Third down, less than a yard. Nathan climbs over the pile and should have the first down at the 19-yard line. Crowd loves it. Near capacity, 70,000 plus on hand here in the Orange Bowl to cheer their Dolphins.
He went right up over the top of Big Bob Kuchenberg, the left guard, and John Geisler, number 79. Now watch him go. Here's the I formation, fullback. Franklin leading in there. Now watch him go right up inside, get up in the air, get over that pile, first down.
First and 10 for the Dolphins at the Ram 20. That's Bruce Hardy, the tight end, number 84, moving to the right side. Marino drops straight back. A bullet over the middle. Incomplete at the 10-yard line as he tried to thread that one to Tony Nathan, number 22.
Well, the linebackers converged on that and really gave him a headache from each side. He's getting up slow and walking back. Good job by Carl Ecker, number 55.
Might point out when Marino threw that interception right at the end of the first half, it was the first time that he had been intercepted in his last 96 throws.
There's Carl Eckert. He's a good football player out of San Jose State. He's had some career injury problems, but right now he's healthy and he's playing well.
Second down, 10. A lot of movement by the Dolphins before the snap there. Fake to Nathan. They go to Duper outside, and Duper is run out of bounds at the 13-yard line. You saw Franklin move on the wing off to the right side, and Hardy also move off to the right. The fake to Nathan and the throw to Duper.
Here we go. He's going to fake up inside to freeze the linebacker. See him freeze Jim Youngblood, number 53. Now he has both linemen out there in front of him. John Geisler, 79, and Bob Kuchenberg, 67. Duper should have tried again to get back up underneath that quick screen blocking of those two offensive linemen. He might have been able to find a lane.
Dolphins knew they had something special with Duper when they played him against Buffalo, and he got over 200 yards receiving at his first start, which was also Marino's first start. Third down, 4 from the 14. Again, the Rams with the blitz. Marino to Duper. There's a flag down. He's to the 3-yard line. A penalty marker thrown as Duper makes his 6th catch of the football game, and I believe it's going to go against Miami. Illegal motion against the Dolphins will wipe out the catch.
Again, that was a safety blitz, and they side adjusted it. Just an automatic on the line of scrimmage, just through vision automatic. They don't call it orally. Well executed, but again, called back because of the penalty.
Bob McElwee, the referee, walks off the 5 yards. Here's the call. Well, helps if you turn the mic on, but she...
Illegal motion, number 83, Mark Clayton, a wide receiver.
You read lips well. That moves it back to the 18-yard line, makes it now 3rd down and 10 for all intents and purposes. And Marino from the shotgun completes the pass, but not enough for the first down to the 15-yard line, and that will undoubtedly bring on Von Foot. Now, you'll recall, as Nathan took the pass there, you recall late in the first half, the Dolphins were down in this territory twice. He missed a 50-yarder, and then, of course, never got a chance to kick the second one because of the interception.
What the Rams did then, they were trying to play games with a quarterback. They were trying to play games with Dan Mariano. He was up there. They were faking the blitz, and then they didn't blitz. Marino read it, went to the right receiver.
This will be a 33-yard effort with the win to take the lead for the Dolphins. Couldn't be much better than that. Miami 17, Los Angeles 14. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's here, Cadillac Cimarron 84. This one's got the touch. Clean, crisp, fun to drive. With a feel for the road and that Cadillac touch. Everywhere you look, this one's got the touch.
The touch.
Cimarron.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Baseball star Jim Palmer.
I hate dandruff.
Can Tegrin control Jim Palmer's dandruff for 3 days without shampooing?
3 days?
Tegrin test, day 1.
Beautiful, so far.
Day 2.
Tegrin's still working. Good thing it's almost airtime.
Day 3.
Tegrin controlled my dandruff 3 days.
Jim Palmer, looking good.
Try Tegrin. It passed the 3-day test.
Tegrin works day after day after day.
Last season, Pittsburgh was undefeated and #1 until they met Notre Dame. Now the Panthers want revenge, plus other regional games. NCAA football next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Frank Lever with Dick Vermeil at the Orange Bowl in Miami. 8 minutes, 36 seconds left to play in the third period. And the Dolphins have recaptured the lead from the Rams 17-14. In as intense a football game as you will see. Von Schumann, who just authored the 32-yard field goal, will kick off, and the Rams once again will deploy Barry Redden.
I doubt very much they're going to get a return because, again, he's kicking with the wind to his back.
I can't recall one being returned in this game from this end of the field. That's 7 yards deep. And again, they'll bring it out to the 20, and again, it gives you an indication of how strong that wind is from right to left. So the Rams will take over 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. You look at that one-back offense, and you know, on paper it looks simple. You only got one guy back there. Why don't you put 2 people on him? Why don't you stop him? Why isn't it that simple?
Well, first off, the one-back offense, as the Rams are running it, the guy is deep. It's like being an I-tailback, and the fullback is lined up close to the line of scrimmage, or U-back, and he moves around and does the blocking. But the defenders tend to overreact to the one guy because they can all see him, and they over-pursue, and you get the cutback. Plus, they run the little counter moves, and they overreact to it and get the cutbacks.
Ferragamo's passing statistics so far, as he has thrown the ball sparingly. Thrown on 1st down, this time to Dickerson, out to the 20. And Dickerson bumped out of bounds at the 22 after a pickup of just 2 yards on the play.
Safe.
Slips and falls. Got a different surface over there, which is near the stands. It's an odd combination of surfaces here at the Orange Bowl. You've got grass on the field, then you've got artificial turf around the benches, and then you've got almost a concrete type surface up near the stands.
Well, the turf is there. The artificial turf is under each bench because of the thunderstorms and that they get here, the tropical type storm, and it prevents the people from having to stand in the mud.
Dolphins did a little of that in Baltimore last week.
Washington Redskin game the same way.
2nd down, 7. Rams at their 23. Dickerson taking the pitch. There's that cutback across the 25 to the 27-yard line. It took a pretty good lick from A.J. Douay, number 77.
For a minute, it looked like he was going to have the cutback, but Douay really filled it nicely. Good discipline on his part. Of course, he's a darn good football player, that guy. He's made many big plays. Remember the big plays last? 3 interceptions against the Chargers in the playoff game?
Against the Jets.
Was it the Jets?
Yeah.
That's right.
And, of course, last week he missed the ball game because of an injury, but he's back in there now. That carry, by the way, puts Dickerson over the 100-yard rushing mark for, I believe, the 5th time this year. He's at 101 on 14 carries. 3rd and 2. Rams at their 28. Barry Redden picks up the 1st down.
He's a very strong runner. Of course, he's a very physical guy. Frank, you know that guy was an All-American weightlifter in college, bench pressing about 450 pounds.
A running back, that's rather unreal.
That's a lot of lifting strength.
It's a 1st down for the Rams at their 32-yard line. Rams, a team with a lot of enthusiasm, reflecting their coaching staff and John Robinson. Redden, as Dickerson getting a breather here. Redden takes it to the 34-yard line. Pickup of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And Bob Brzezinski, the former Ram, number 59, making the stop.
Redden is down there. I think he's just got some dirt in his eyes. Boy, that was a great linebacking by Bob Brzezinski. Bob did a super job on this. Now watch it coming to the right of our screen. You're going to pick up the tight end. Mike Barber, number 86, is blocking on him. See, right there. Now watch Brzezinski just playing him. Works with his hands. Again, what did he do? He kept his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage, moved right along there, did a super job. Not so much square, but parallel to the line of scrimmage.
6:53 left in the third period. Timeout with the Dolphins leading by 3.
For dawn to dusk on a single tank full of fuel, plus Cadillac roominess and comfort. Move up to a 1984 diesel-powered Cadillac. A Fleetwood Brougham with range like this. Or a DeVille. An Eldorado. Or Seville. The diesel-powered Cadillacs. Whichever model you choose.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Mike McCabe ran his first long-distance race. He didn't finish first, but he sure did finish. Looks like a stroll-light night.
Looks like a stroll-light night. Looks like a stroll-light night. When things are going right, looks like a stroll-light night.
Stroll-light, a great-tasting beer that doesn't fill you up. Hey, that's me, guys.
Looks like a stroll-light night when good times come along.
Miami Dolphin bench. Most of them on their feet as the rain has begun to fall here in the Orange Bowl in Miami. It got darker and darker as the first half progressed, and it is coming down buckets suddenly.
I mentioned that tropical rainstorm a little too soon, didn't I, Frank?
Very timely, I'd say. I mean, that rainfall went from nothing to 90 miles an hour in about 5 seconds flat.
I think it's just passing by, though. I see some pretty good sky off to the left here.
Famous last words, huh? As we head back to play, Rams with the football, 2nd down 8 from their 34. Ferragamo hit as he delivered the football. Incomplete. Good rush that time by Doug Betters, who came about as close as you can get to his 13th sack of the year. Betters, number 75.
Pretty good penetration. Now, Betters is coming from the right of your screen, being blocked by number 78, Jackie Slater. See him right there? Doing a good job. There, here he comes. He's going to get the arm right there. Boy, I'll tell you, that hurts a quarterback's arm. Boy, does that hurt. Good job by Betters. The coverage held off the patterner. I think he'd have thrown a little bit sooner, and it wouldn't have been a factor.
3rd and 8. Preston Denard moving across the backfield, sets in the slot off to the right. Inside of Farmer. Now Denard takes off left. Big rush. Ferragamo is sacked. Bowser, number 56, was in there. Betters, number 75. I don't know who they'll credit that sack to, but they were both all over Ferragamo and dropped him for the first time in this football game.
Come around to the left of the screen now. You're going to see that big Bill Bain, number 62, gets beat wide to the outside. See him? He's holding him right there. Should have been holding. He got beat. That's a linebacker, Charles Bowers. And he has that great speed and acceleration. He got around that big fella.
John Misko, the Ram punter, trying to concentrate here with the rain pouring down and the wind blowing into his face. Nice high kick. Fielded by Clayton at the 30, 35. Trying to get to the sideline and the wall, but Alexander knocks him out of bounds at the 40. It will be 1st and 10 Dolphins when we come back in the rain in just a moment.
First class. For you, it's a way of life. In everything you do, including the car you drive. Seville, Cadillac's finest. Elegant, distinctive, superbly crafted. Seville for 1984. A car for those who choose to go first class, all the way.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Do you have enough homeowners insurance to keep up with building costs? Do you have enough auto liability to pay for a serious accident today? I'm Doyle Olson, a State Farm agent from St. Charles, Illinois. State Farm agents around the country are offering a free family insurance checkup. We'll show you where you stand on your auto, home, life, and health insurance and leave the decisions to you. If you have any questions on your family insurance, see a State Farm agent now.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tuesday on the Mississippi.
You are in deep trouble.
Ben takes on his toughest case defending a woman wanted by the FBI, and someone wants him dead.
Yeah, but who?
A torrential, blowing rain has descended upon the Orange Bowl Stadium.
I hope it's like this tomorrow morning when I'm going duck hunting.
You'll love it.
The football game. Holy mackerel.
Everybody is getting wet. It is pouring. Dolphins have the wind at their back, if that's any advantage. And they also have a 3-point lead, and wet ball and all, Marino has thrown it and hits Duper for the first down at the 47 of Los Angeles. Eric Harris on the stop. Mark Duper, NCAA champion of the 400-meter relay last year.
Eric Harris is playing over at the right corner that time rather than the left corner. He does a nice job. Watch him go up in the air for it. Got up there at his highest point. Bang. Good tackle. Hard to defense that if you don't get help underneath.
Well, when Jackson was shaken up earlier, they put Harris in the right corner, and they put Johnny Johnson, the safety, at the left corner. And that's what they've got now.
They're hurting because they're not playing the nickel defense either with the extra defense on third down.
First down at the Ram 47. Tony Nathan takes the pitch, dips inside, then tries to go outside. And good defense on the part of the Rams, Nolan Cromwell.
Good fill by Nolan Cromwell, number 21, but Mel Owens, number 58, did a great job. Look at Betters, he's excited. He looks like a mountain man, doesn't he?
One of the reasons he's having such a great year, they said he doesn't have the injuries he's had in the past. He had all kinds of problems with broken fingers and a broken wrist and tried to play despite that. But this has been an injury-free year, and he is absolutely ransacking quarterbacks throughout the league.
He really plays hard, too. On every snap, he's really going.
2nd and 10. Dolphins at the Ram 47. Rain has let up just a little. Woody Bennett, who's coming at fullback, carries to the 41-yard line.
Really a nice job by Kuchenberg that time, Frank, going up inside and trap blocking for him.
Well, he was crawling over bodies all the way to get down to the 41, which would be good for a pickup of 6. Jim Youngblood, number 53, on the stop. He's a handy man to have around just to spot the situation player for the Dolphins.
He's really good. Now watch the right guard. See, they're turning out. Here comes the tackle again. It's the tackle coming up through there. Now look at him bounce through there. Come on, he just fighting his way. That's a good job. That's a tackle trap, not a guard trap. It's a different type of offensive play.
Third down. Dolphins need a short 5 for the first down at the Ram 41. They lead 17-14. Late in the third. Marino pumps it once, lets it go. Out of bounds at the 21 is Nate Moore. Moore in his 10th year, the all-time Miami Dolphin receiving leader, makes the big catch for the first down at the Ram 21.
This is really a nice job by Nate. See him there coming off the line, right to your right there. Nate Moore, number 89. Now there's a delay being run underneath and a quarter pattern being run behind it. This quarterback had time. He hits him now. Eric Harris, number 26, going to make the play out of bounds. Really well done. The delay pattern was run underneath that deeper pattern.
Rams playing with some patches in that secondary, and it has cost him a little bit. Harris on the right corner. Johnson, normally the safety, is on the left corner. Franklin is down to the 19. Pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. Cincinnati and Green Bay now in the 4th period. Score remains the same with the Bengals leading 27-14. Denver on top of Kansas City. That's still in the 3rd. And Seattle over the Raiders 24-14. I just heard the PA announcer said that we're only going to have a 20% chance of rain. It is over 100% of the field at 20%. A lot of movement prior to the snap. Nathan breaks a tackle, gets by Johnson and scores. On the touchdown, and the rain falls even harder. But the Dolphins not feeling a thing. Sun might as well be shining.
Now again, see the right guard, Kuchenberg, pulling right up in there. He comes right around now. He just bounces out of there. Nice block on Cromwell. He's outside and running. Now Johnny Johnson did a poor job of tackling with his hands right there, and he breaks it in the end zone. That's his first touchdown this year.
Von Schaman on to try the extra point. It was Mel Owens, number 58, the Ram linebacker, whom Nathan bounced off of at the line of scrimmage. Sounded too slippery to handle. So the Dolphins have taken command with 2:53 left in the third period.
It's here, Cadillac Cimarron 84. This one's got the touch. Clean, crisp, fun to drive. With a feel for the road and that Cadillac touch. Everywhere you look, this one's got the touch.
The touch.
Cimarron.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
I thought Canon came up with personal cartridge copying just to simplify my business. Why else would they make maintenance as easy as changing a cartridge? But now, Canon's PC-10 and PC-20 are minding everyone's business. Even my dentist has one. He changes copy colors faster than you can say, ah. Canon's PC copiers. Now they're minding everyone's business. Hey, these are mine.
Oh. We'll use gas.
For information, call toll-free. Canon Personal Cartridge Copying. Plain and simple.
An impressive drive by the Dolphins in the pouring down rain here at the Orange Bowl. 60 yards in 6 plays. And Tony Nathan, as Dick pointed out, scored his first touchdown of the year on that 18-yard run.
Really great individual effort, got his shoulder pads down. And Don Shula told us Friday and Saturday, said the guy last year played hurt most of the year until the playoffs, then played awfully well. And you can see right now he's playing good football.
Now Shula's very high on Nathan's performance, so the stats haven't showed it. Gooman fumbles it back at the 1, out to the 5, to the 10-yard line, and that's it. Mike Gooman trying to field that line drive kick from Von Schaman, and it was Robert Sowell who made the tackle.
Love those kind of guys. They ignite the whole football team, those kind of guys do. You watch right now on the sideline. Everybody's talking to them, starters, second-string players. They ignite the football team.
Barry Redden was the deep man. Watch Gooman come back with the ball here.
I've seen him make mistakes and go back in the end zone and down that, believe it or not, and cost you a touchdown. Boom! Nice tackle right there by the young fellow Sowell.
Crowd is really pumped up now. Big ally of the Miami Dolphins. Rams with a 1st and 10 from their 10. David Hill, the tight end in motion. The fake to Dickerson. Ferragamo going long. Sideline throw is complete and out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
Beautiful comeback route by George Farmer. Did a real nice job of driving downfield real hard. Now watch, he gets good time. Vince drops back, little token fake inside there, holds on the ball. Now watch, he's looking to his left. Now he comes to his right. The ball's gonna, watch him coming back for the ball now. Look at him coming back toward the ball. Super job by George Farmer and a beautiful throw.
Farmer has spent 2 years on injured reserve for the Rams. Young man who was born and raised in Los Angeles. Well, Ferragamo's coming out throwing here. Going for all of it, intended for Farmer. Pass interference against Miami. William Judson, number 49, trying to stay up with Farmer and throwing that ball in the rain against the wind. Ferragamo really put it out there, right on the money.
He laid it out there nicely. First down. Just one of those things. Those things happen. You know, you can see that these Rams have that great enthusiasm. You know, a lot of teams might have back there in that 10-yard line. Here we go. Lay it up, Vince. There it goes, high in the air, trying to get him to run under it. There it is, right there. Ran up his back a little too soon. That's how the Rams got their second touchdown.
Judson, of course, the young man filling in for the injured John McNeil, who tore his Achilles just before preseason started. Dickerson to the 25. Picks up 5. We got another flag.
Mike Barber, I think the tight end, and Jackie Slater, the right tackle, were moving.
A 43-yard penalty against the Dolphins, who, as we pointed out earlier, have been penalized a lot more tonight than normally is their situation. 4th time for 54 yards.
Boy, the Rams came right back after him, as I was going to say there. You know, down inside their own 10-yard line, come right out throwing and getting after. They came here to play.
Illegal motion, number 78, offense, first down.
Surprised me that they come out throwing that thing against the wind and with the rain coming down.
I think that's just a philosophy of John Robinson. They're coming here. They haven't been throwing the ball very much. They're going to go ahead and see if they can't get the big play out of there, give themselves some room to operate. Now they get the second big play with a penalty.
Jets leading San Francisco. If that holds up, and if the Rams could pull this out, they, of course, will be tied for first place once again. First down, 15 from the 35. Ferragamo on the rollout. Goes back the other way, or tries to do so, to the tight end Barber. But the pass is knocked down. Pressure by Betters, who was in there quickly. And also number 71, Mike Charles, who is filling in for Baumhauer.
This is a great job. Now watch the defensive right end. He's coming off the tackle block right there. See him working out there. Now watch him. The quarterback cocks his arm. There goes his hands. A fundamental technique that you always teach, but you don't always get it done. Well done by Doug Betters.
Betters has been very noticeable in this football game. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left in the third period. Second down, 15. Rams at the Dolphin 35. Ferragamo completes it to the 28-yard line to David Hill, the former Detroit Lion. Tight end.
Big, strong guy. He's only missed one game in his career, I think, Frank.
We've been on David a little bit for a weight problem that he's had. He's had a tough time keeping his weight down. His brother, of course, is Jim Hill, our colleague, who works for the CBS affiliate in Los Angeles. Fine sportscaster. Third down. Rams still looking at 8 for the first down with the ball at the 28-yard line. They have to get just inside the 20 to pick up the first. Farmer in motion. Dickerson, 30, down to the 25, to the 23. So he is 3 short of the first down.
Miami did a good job of taking the pattern away downfield and forced him to throw it to the layoff man, which you'd like to do when you have 3rd and 7 or 8 yards to go. You end up short.
That's the time remaining in the third quarter as the Ram field goal unit comes on. And Nelson, 4 out of 8. And he's had problems inside the 30 particularly. He's 0 for 2.
In his career, including college, though, Frank, he's kicked 92% there. He's just got to go back and kick the ball like he did in college right now.
Cromwell will hold. This will be a 41-yard effort. It would match his longest of the year, and he's going against a pretty stiff breeze. Block.
Looked like a little bit of a low kick, and somebody might have batted that thing a little bit and deflected inside. I can't tell.
Smothered in the middle of the line.
Gil Haskell, the special teams coach, a little bit upset right there. Look at him. Let's see if we can see if anyone deflects that ball at all. It doesn't look like anybody really touched it. It's just a low kick and off to the left. See it turning. It hits that wind. Boy, it hits that wind that just starts folding away from that goalpost.
I wasn't drafted till the 7th round. They don't even know my name.
Bring out your best.
The best never comes easy. That's why there's nothing else like it. Budweiser Light.
Bring out your best. Budweiser Light. Bring out your best. Budweiser Light. Bring out your best.
The best.
Schroeder, huh?
It has a taste all its own. Enjoy it.
Budweiser Light.
They moved it back there.
Frank Lever with Dick Vermeil. Just 14 seconds left to play in the third period. here at the Orange Bowl following the misfire of the field goal attempt. Dolphins have a first down at their 23-yard line. They lead it by a score of 24-14. Rams have not scored here in the second half. Marino going long for Duper. This time too long. I didn't think he could outthrow that little guy, but he did that time. Harris was back defending.
What they were trying to do right there, I think, is just get the big play right off the bat on that corner, not maybe thinking the Rams are going to be playing the run, sitting on the lead.
And it was Marino's last shot with the wind before the end of the third period. This is the way the two quarterbacks compare at this point. And Marino once again with another outstanding afternoon, as befits his status as the #1 ranked passer in the American Football Conference. Just a rookie out of Pitt, the second to last man picked in the first round, and the 6th quarterback. 2nd and 10. Marino, good protection, whistles this one over the middle and picks up the first down at the 40-yard line to Nat Moore, number 89. Just a bullet. Boy, he's got some arm.
You know why that was open, though, really? The wide receiver on the opposite side of the field, Mark Duper, ran down. Now watch, he's going to come down and run a square in pattern. Okay. Now watch, he's going to plant right there, come back to the inside looking for the open lane. But what really made that good is the fact that the receiver on the other side of the field had such speed, he could run the safeties out of that area.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score, 24-14 Dolphins. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Wednesday, sultry, sensual.
You've always been a little hungry for me, haven't you?
Linda Carter is Rita Hayworth, the love goddess.
This is CBS.